That is how, if you start to do that, it will start to wobble. That means, it's like a chasing a mirage. You tried, oh, I want to enjoy this jhana, and the exact opposite happens. Yeah. So this is the state of mind. Mind is very, very illusory. Mind is very slippery. Mind is very cunning. Yeah. And this is the process we directly see, and craving firsthand. You know how the cravings ceased and what caused the craving to cease. Your backing off, your relaxation, your ease, your non non engagement, the state of independence, state of maintaining a distance. Maintaining a distance is what makes this process, this oscillation, all this craving, that's a vibration, to smooth out. Yeah. So this process, how they cease. And you can do this process the opposite. Now, if you are in a very, very good state of blissful state of jhana, now you can distort that experience immediately. Test it yourself. You are in the state, and you start to throw some intention, throw some thoughts there. I don't like this. What is happening here? And you started to just poke a little bit, to 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 watch it bit close, and try to arouse a little bit. As soon as you start to do that, your mind start to wobble. Yeah, it becomes very, very. It start to wobble. It was very, very tiny flicker, and because you were so curious, you wanted to bring it up, you wanted to enjoy it more, you were obsessed. There you go. You started to proliferate. That is how craving will magnify, it becomes amplified, it becomes bigger. So you see the process of arising of the craving. From nothing, it becomes a panic mode, it becomes an emergency. And forget about jhana. Your jhana will disappear immediately. Yeah. So you see, from no craving state, you end up with restless state. You know it for sure. Yeah. So because you intentionally aroused them, you saw this how this process works. Yeah. Those people who have not done any practice of meditation, they simply have no clue how the mind goes into the restless state, how the mind is agitated, how the mind is anxious, why somebody is angry. They have no clue because they don't know how the mind works. And that is why those who practice this path, they know up close and personal, this is exactly how mind works. Your intention, your attention, your reaction, intention is part of what is called namarupa, and your intention and attention is part of your namarupa, and your reaction is part of your craving. And you can, when these are put together, then mind will start to become discriminate that I like it, I don't like it, this is hot, this is cold, I am frustrated, I'm feeling the warm body. That is all consciousness. Yeah. So you already saw the process. There is nothing mysterious about its dependent origination. You saw this process already. You saw the intention, you started to arouse some intention, and you paid attention. You saw the awareness arising, and you started discriminate this and that. I like it, I don't like it. There's a craving there. All these processes are already there. So now dependent origination is the what is called precise mechanism or the DNA of your mind. Yeah. So only Buddhas discover this process. Yeah. And this is not about the philosophy. This is not about showing that sort of round chart of and showing this in a. I have seen this in Buddhist temples in Nepal. They show there's in ignorance is in the middle circle, then outer circle is craving, the outer circle is in Namarupa, and they make it very, very complex, complicated chart of dependent origination. All they are doing is they are conceptualizing as if the mind works in this sort of in a circle of this concentric circle. Those people who has not experienced the how the craving arises, how the craving ceases, through this in a simple process, they don't need all this complicated chart to show that oh, this is the birth and this is death. Now the birth will bring it death, and death will start to become ignorance. They are just linking this in their conceptual, all this in a kind of very fancy way of trying to complicate the simple process, making it extremely complicated and spook the people away. And although they use that as a tool to say, oh, I'm very smart. Look, I can understand dependent origination. You don't. This is complete nonsense. That kind of teaching is not practical. And that is what we don't follow that kind of practice. We see this process in front of our mind. Our mind is a very sophisticated lab, and we test everything directly.